So the Olympic Games are over. Now we want to take you to look at a sport that isn't part of the Games, but is no less dramatic and competitive.
Yeah, you might not think of skydiving as an athletic sport, but it is. In tonight's cover story, our resident skydiver, Jackie Bang, explains some of the disciplines, and she also introduces us to the champions who train right here in the Chicago area.
They do more than jump out of perfectly good airplanes. Each year, hundreds of skydivers compete nationally and internationally. Meet a few of the aerial athletes who have brought home the gold. Pure human flight, unencumbered by machines. Wingsuit flyers defy the law of gravity, falling as slow as 30 miles an hour.
It's a challenge of improving the capabilities of these wingsuits that allow humans to fly pretty much like birds.
Chicagoan Alexei Galda has turned his passion for flight into gold. In the summer months, the 35-year-old suits up and trains at Chicagoland Skydiving Center in Rochelle, Illinois. His work has paid off. In October, Galda earned gold for wingsuit performance flying at the U.S. Parachute National Championships in Arizona. In this format, competitors are tested on 3 skills.
They try to glide as efficiently as possible, they try to stay in the air as long as possible, and they try to go as fast as possible.
With 1,500 jumps, Galda, in the navy and light blue, is considered a newcomer to the sport, yet he manages to surpass more experienced competitors. His secret?
I am a quantum computing principal scientist.
Simply put, he's a math genius. Wingsuit competitors are judged on data collected from a GPS device on their helmets. All those numbers add up for this scientist.
The shortcuts that I could take by analyzing the data a bit more helped me to progress a bit faster.
Fast enough to medal at every competition since 2015.
My name is Maxine Tate. I am the current female world record holder in speed skydiving.
Out the door diving headfirst, Tate disappears in seconds.
Speed skydiving is a very basic goal. It's to get out of a plane at a certain altitude and to go as fast as you possibly can in vertical speed within the window available.
This is her record-breaking dive at the Nationals last October. Watch that number in the corner explode.
And the way to maximize vertical speed is to be straight head down. The difficulty is maintaining that and doing it smoothly.
Tate reached a jaw-dropping 285 miles an hour. You've just witnessed the world's fastest female skydiver.
I was booking.
She trains at Chicagoland Skydiving Center as well, racking up 400 to 500 jumps in a matter of months.
You have no idea how much pain I have in my body most of the time. It's really, I've got to say, it's a lot on the body.
Tate has nearly 10,000 jumps. She is also a coach and a member of an all-female demonstration team promoting social justice. Did I mention she's 53 years old?
I think the age is irrelevant. It's about the mindset. It's about your physical and mental health. Whatever your dream is, you find a way to make it work for you.
This is called vertical formation skydiving, a team of 4 falling at a rate of about 160 miles an hour.
Either heads pointed towards the ground or our feet pointed towards the ground. But
Jason Russell is the captain of SDC Corps, based at Skydive Chicago in Ottawa, Illinois. They are masters of vertical flight, one of the most difficult disciplines in the sport.
Being able to fly in really close proximity to other people is challenging. Being able to all fall at almost exactly the same rate at all times is difficult.
When they can't train outdoors, they train indoors in a wind tunnel.
We do that to the tune of about each day, about the equivalent of 60 skydiving a day.
The idea is to complete as many points as possible within 35 seconds. You can see it better in the photographs. Each series of grips or formations earns 1 to 2 points. SDC Corps averages more than 20. They're one of the most decorated teams in the sport.
Okay, so at your level in World, did you get gold in World?
We did.
How about 27 gold medals? Jason has 20,000 jumps. His wife Stephanie, who is also on the team, has 10,000.
We've traveled all over the world. We've competed against and most of the time defeated some of the best skydivers in the world.
Whether they're in formation, flying like a bird, or rocketing to Earth, these are elite athletes whose skills are tested not on land, but in the sky. Our thanks to the United States Parachute Association, which provided the competition video and photos. Nationals will be held in our home turf at Skydive Chicago in Ottawa, Illinois this September. Back to you.
Very cool.
Excellent.